Hi Virgo, welcome to your reading. If you're new to the channel, I do timeless readings, which means that whenever you find this video is when you're meant to hear the messages within it. And in case you subscribe, I upload my new videos for Virgo and Pisces on Saturdays. Also, I do just want to let you guys know that the deck that I'm using today is called the Spirit Within Tarot. And in case you guys subscribe, like I was saying, I update my videos for you guys on Saturdays. But as always, if you guys are interested in getting a personal reading, the link is in the description below. So I actually pulled 8 or 9 cards before I even got to mention, but my goal here is to get you guys 8 or 9 cards. And now that we have them, we can get started. But I do want to remind you guys that in case you enjoy the reading, the best way to let me know is by leaving a like or a comment. So we have the Magician as your overall energy, which the Magician is actually a really great energy to be in, because that tells me that you guys are really in a powerful state of mind right now. You guys are really manifesting things. Things are coming true for you. So the Magician is the master of all 4 elements, right? So he has that emotional control of the cups. He has that ability to pierce through the lies and the deceit of the swords. He has the motivation and drive of the wands, and then the physical and material stability and abundance of the pentacles, right? So with all those elements combined, he's able to basically create anything that he wants out of thin air, because he is the master of all 4 of those elements. And because that's your overall energy, that's the energy that you guys are in, right? So now is a phenomenal time to really sit down and start to think about what it is that your goals are long term and what it is that you want to achieve, right? And I'm seeing a lot of passion, a lot of sort of fiery energy here, because we have 3 cards here that are wands, and then we have 2 cup cards, and then the rest are major arcana. So to me, this feels like a very powerful time in your life. And even just like looking at the colors, we have lots of blues and oranges, and it just feels very dramatic. There's going to be some huge changes right now, so really get ready to welcome in these changes. I think that if you guys are able to really work with the changes instead of against them, you'll be in a position where you actually stand to benefit a lot more from them. I'm just going to shift these over just a little bit. But like I was saying, over here we have the 6 of Cups with the 7 of Wands. So the 6 of Cups in reverse is a very interesting energy to me, because the 6 of Cups in the upright talks about nostalgia. It talks about feeling like a kid again, sort of feeding your inner child. But I feel like when it's in the reverse, you guys are kind of distancing yourselves from anything that could be perceived to be childish, right? I feel like you guys have, especially here with this 7 of Wands, I feel like for a lot of you guys, you've felt like you've been on a sinking ship for a long time, and maybe for a little bit in there, you kind of even threw in the towel. But I feel like with the 7 of Wands here, like you're feeling reinvigorated, and like things are worth fighting for, right? You're feeling like you can get things done, and at least you can give it a shot. So this to me feels like taking action again. Like these fire energies to me feel like you're taking a lot of action. It feels like you're ready to really move forward, and I feel like that's going to come as a huge relief to a lot of you guys, because I think that for the longest time you've been sort of in this energy of inaction, right? But like this reading is here to tell you that that time is over, that this new period that's beginning is going to be very powerful and very movement heavy, especially with this energy. But like I was saying with the 6 of Cups, when it's in the reverse, it feels like instead of sort of feeding into your inner child, you're trying to do things in a sort of grown up and mature way, right? And I think that whenever we see the 6 of Cups, I always liken it to that feeling of falling in love for the first time. But when you see the 6 of Cups in reverse, to me that feels like the feeling of falling in love for the second time, when you have your feet a little bit more firmly planted on the ground, right? So I think that you guys right now are trying to do that. You guys are trying to look at things realistic in a way that is going to be the most beneficial for you. Very like cost benefit analysis in that regard. And, you know, it's no coincidence that the other emotional cup card that you have is in reverse as well. So I think that you guys should do a little bit in the way of listening to your emotions, because if you shut them out completely, I feel like you're going to end up in a situation that you're not entirely happy with. And the symbolicism of happiness being an emotion is not lost on me, but I feel like you guys are kind of making a head over heart decision here. And my recommendation would be to use your heart to tell you where to go and use your mind to tell you how to get there. And you guys have very brilliant minds, very powerful, and I feel like that's very important. And I know that I've spent sort of like a long time on this like combination of two cards, but I feel like this particular energy is very important, especially since I see the Hermit down here and then the Strength card here. So the Strength and the Hermit, what's notable about them is that they both represent astrological signs, right? So this is the card of Leo, and then here we have the card of Virgo. So I think that it's very powerful that you guys are showing up in your own reading in this regard. I think that for a lot of you guys, you're really trying to take in introspection. Whenever we see the Hermit card, we know that it's about going deep within and thinking. So I'm thinking that for a lot of you guys, you're really trying to write up sort of a list of priorities here of what it is that you want and how you want to get there, right? And this to me is sort of like the mental aspect of all of this, whereas this is sort of the drive and the power and sort of the strength to continue on, right? I feel like you guys have maybe even had this for a while, and this ties back into how I was talking about indecision earlier, or rather inaction. But I feel like with this combination here, we're getting into energy where you can take action, where you have the passion, the drive, the motivation. Those aren't exactly the words that I want to use, but like you have the power to go through with this now that you maybe perhaps did not in the past. I'm seeing something very interesting here. We have the Queen of Cups in reverse. So I do just want to mention that the Queen of Cups is representative of water signs, which could be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. But I think that more than that, it's representative of a very emotional woman in your life. And this may very well be you. But when it's in the reverse, it's sort of telling me that this person is shutting off their emotions. And it's very interesting because we have the Four of Wands, which is a commitment. So I'm getting this in one of two ways. Either this person is a partner and you're trying to establish a higher level commitment, because the Four of Wands to me, it's very symbolic of the marriage. So that to me doesn't necessarily feel like marriage. It just feels like a level up in your relationship, however that may look like to you. But I feel like you're trying to commit yourself to somebody who is a little bit emotionally unavailable, or you're trying to pursue some kind of a commitment with this person that just simply will not come into fruition. So it feels more like the Four of Wands is in reverse rather than the Queen of Cups. And in the other scenario, it feels like this person is really just emotionally unavailable. And I don't think it's on anything on your behalf. I just think that this person is kind of dealing with their own stuff, and they're kind of not really factoring into the equation of your life right now. I feel like to you, this person might feel very important, but I feel like you're kind of caught up in your own things right now with this Hermit and with this Strength card, and this trying to really like think on like a more mature level here with the Six of Cups. Either way, I feel like whatever this Seven of Wands energy is kind of getting in your way right now. So with the Page of Wands and the Death card, I do feel like good things are coming. And this might actually even be in relation to this person, in the sense that the Page of Wands is a message of passion, right? So this to me feels like it'll reignite the spark in this person. So this person feels like a very somebody who has lost their emotions, who's kind of shut themselves off emotionally, lost sort of that spark, right? And then in here comes the Page of Wands to reignite that spark, sort of like an Olympic torch. But with this Page of Wands, I feel that it's just the beginning stages of this sort of connection, this confrontation, maybe not confrontation, like this conversation. And it might take a little more time for this to actually come about. But we do have the Death card, which to me symbolizes a huge change, a huge difference here, because the Death card puts an end to a situation, right? It's the finishing of an act. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, there's going to be a huge change here and sort of like an ending to a chapter and the beginning of a new chapter, because endings bring about new beginnings. So what am I saying? There is positive energy here. Things are changing. The last card you have here is the Sun in reverse. So the Sun in the upright is the most positive, happy card in the deck, but because it's in reverse, it feels like these things are being blocked for you right now. So what I'm here to tell you is that these things are here. The positivity and abundance is coming. It's just going to take a little bit longer than you had expected because of this blockage. But either way, things are falling into place, and that's why you've been sort of in this energy of an action so long, because I feel like you've had to sort of wait on things in order to take action. But that was your reading first time around, Virgo. If you enjoyed, please leave a like or a comment, because it really helps out the channel, and I personally really love to know if these readings resonate with you guys. But like I said before, I upload my new Virgo readings on Saturdays. But in the meantime, you guys are more than welcome to watch any of my other timeless readings that I have up on the channel. And with that being said, I hope to see you guys next time for your next reading.